What's up everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm doing a series of videos on weapons in Call of Duty MW3 Zombies, which are not necessarily considered meta or are not used a lot right now, but definitely deserve to be highlighted and shown off, since they can either be really good in specific situations or they're just kind of like a diamond in the rough and not enough people know about them. Today we're looking at an assault rifle. This is the SVA 545. Let's go. Recently I created a guide for the Act 4 story mission, the Worm, at the end of that, and I've also just been farming the other Worm bosses in the game, looking for all the different schematics that they drop. Now, what I was looking for in terms of like a weapons package was something that allows me to move around the battlefield super fast, and that I wanted the gun to also be equally good at firing from the hip and firing down the iron sights, and just be very, very light and snappy, and allow me to essentially aim, shoot, run, something like that. Of course, I could have used something like the Lockwood 680 because that literally is exactly how you play that shotgun, but I wanted to try something different, and I wanted to build something that had a little bit more range than the slugs of that said shotgun. Now, the build that you're seeing on the screen here right now is the one that I settled on, and actually also the one that I basically used to farm these world boss enemies, these big worm enemies. So first of all, in the muzzle slot, we have the VT7 Spiritfire suppressor, which is just a phenomenal suppressor because it increases your damage as well. I use the Bruin heavy support in the underbarrel for recoil management, which is phenomenal. I also use the STV precision barrel in the barrel slot. Then we use the nose stock, which is what gives us that much, movement speed generally with the weapon. And then last but not least, we do have to slap a 60 round mag in there, which means we end up with 120 bullets in the mag once you pack a punch this bastard. And one of the things that makes this weapon unique is that the SVA 545 shoots 2 bullets every time you pull the trigger. This is a unique thing to this weapon. It doesn't get activated when you pack a punch the weapon like some other ones, like the longbow for example, do. But this, however, every time you pull the trigger, you get 2 bullets as your first bullet that fires. So it's basically a 2-in-1, and then from there on it just operates as normal and shoots in full auto. Now, the interesting thing with that is that you can experiment with this weapon and try to use it semi-automatically, and if you can land your crit shots, this thing can actually be quite brutal and deal quite a bit of damage to those crit spots, again, like I said, as long as you've got decent aim. So in summary, a great damage profile and just general speediness that your character has when you are fielding this weapon is one of the reasons why I can highly recommend it for doing some of the more difficult activities in the game that require a good marriage of speed and lethality. This is really good in the tier 3 area where you have a lot of like smaller enemies that are running around and just being a nuisance, that you can move around them quite fast and take them out. And this is also pretty damn good when you're doing those rift runs, since you need to be able to move fast and also just be able to deal a fair amount of damage, and this weapon absolutely can do that because of the high fire rate, the 2 bullets in one off the first pull, and just in general it being really saucy. Enjoy, and thanks for watching. I appreciate you. As always, it's just super important to me that you have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Till next video, fucking cheers.